What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with another Tales of the Rays video. So, another PV, which means another producer's letter. I swear, I feel like we've been in the 60s for years. It feels like, I know, obviously it's only one a month, so, a year ago would have been, like 56 or 57. But it feels like we've been in the 60s for years. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, haven't we done this number already? Anyways, we're going to go over everything that they have to talk about here. There is quite a bit about the new game mode we're going to be getting, but overall, in terms of actual content, they don't talk about a ton here. It's really just kind of the new game mode we're going to get from the new recollection system. But let's take a look. So, it's been a while, but live broadcast on 11/12, everyone who watched it, thank you so much for talking about the live stream from last month. I never thought it would become a trend 13 years after its release. I don't think a round step thought about it either. They're talking about, for those who don't know what a round step is, it is an ability you can use in Tales of Graces that they will be implementing into the new game mode. It's literally essentially just how it's called, a round step. You literally just, as you're about to get hit by the enemy, you just dodge to the side around them. But yeah. So after announcing the conclusion of the main story of the Rays, because the next development is not announced, I received a lot of voices worried about the continuation of service, which I have been hearing a lot as well. So I wanted to relieve the anxiety a little. I was allowed to spend time in the IP broadcast by announcing the outline recollection. I would appreciate if everyone's anxiety was resolved a little, even a little. So they're basically saying because they're giving the game a new name, they want people to be assured that just because the main story of Ixamelina has come to an end, or at least will have come to an end by the time Recollection comes out, it does not mean that the game is going anywhere. Honestly, it would be a huge mistake to just be like, alright, the game is done, shut down, because having a mobile game that plays like normal Tales while we're waiting in between Tales releases is honestly the smartest thing to have right now. Obviously, yes, it is a gacha game, and not a lot of people are fond of phone games or gacha games, but you can very much play this game as a free-to-play person. So let's talk about everything. So future updates. Late December to early January. Partial repair of the old Rays Festival system. So I assume that means at some point between now and January we're going to have another Rays Festival. Around spring 2023, Tales of the Rays Recollection release. So I guess spring. So it'll be after the 6th anniversary, I presume, when we actually get the Recollection app update. There are no major changes from the previous release. New content I've been talking about for a long time becomes Recollection. So I was saying, like, the new game mode and whatever other content they have planned will be coming with Recollection. Also, an event that was a small renovation of the Rays Festival I told you about last time. The new Rays Festival will implement the function itself in December. The first event is expected to start in January. Okay, so they're basically telling us that, I have a cold, I guess. So I guess next month expect a Rays Festival. So I guess they want to do one more before the anniversary. As mentioned last time, the contents of the function repair have been decided. The content of the event itself is still in the final stage. Okay, so they're still working on some stuff. By the time we make the next production producer announcement, I would be happy to provide you with the details. Yeah, well, I assume by the time we get the next producer's letter, we'll know what the Rays Festival for next month is going to be. The first event renovation will be a single work. Your title is the 18th in the alphabet. The first event of the renovation will be a single event for one... Oh, okay. So what they're saying is... Wait, what's the 18th letter of the alphabet? Just off the top of my head, I'm not going to be able to tell. 18th... I'm looking it up on the other side. Oh, R. So rebirth? Okay. That's cool. So I guess they're saying that the next Rays Festival is going to be a Rebirth-related event. So very, very cool there. If Rebirth has been waiting for some content for quite a while. So very, very cool. So I guess we can expect that next month. Okay, here I'm going to kind of jump around because this is really just talking about the new system. The new battle system there's going to be a new game mode with a new battle system where you seemingly just control one character only. Like your team is just one character. And it's going to have a kind of different battle system than your usual battle system. So we'll start reading and then we'll just kind of skip around other things. But various explanations, including the actual machine play, were on the live broadcast, but there are elements that could not be explained in the live broadcast. So in this production producer's notice, I would like to delve deeper in the Battle of Recollection. I think there are parts that overlap with what I told you in the live broadcast. Okay, so let's just go over. Implemented new battle system and camera work. Tales of Ray's Recollection, the battle in the new content, Extra Dungeon, renewed from the battle system of the Rays so far, centered around step and graces. You can enjoy a dedicated battle that combines evasion and attack. So pretty much what I was just saying, it's going to be a single, so you go in with one character, and I assume it's going to be like an endless mode. You're just going to see how high you can get, taking down enemies with that single character. So whoever you are best at using, you're really going to make them be able to shine in here. Also, to make the enemy's attack motion easier to understand, the camera work will be centered on the back of the character. Secondary, but as the camera approaches the character you operate will also be displayed larger. I guess that could mean there still is going to be other characters you can use. I don't know. We'll see. You can also observe your favorite character. In addition, content other than Extra Dungeon, continuing the conventional Battle of the Rays. Please assure you can enjoy it. So they're basically saying this isn't going to replace how we play the game now. This is just going to be its own kind of like game mode. Around step, okay, they're going to explain it real quick here. This is a familiar specification for those who play Tales of Graces and Tales of the Rays Recollection. Activated by flicking up, down, left, and right using Around Step AG, which will be described later, will recover if you succeed in just avoiding an enemy's attack. So it's pretty much if you backstep right now in Rays, right as you're getting hit, you will kind of like nullify the attack. I mean, you can kind of see it in the picture down here. It's how it's going to work. So, but instead, it's going to be, you can also go, oh, it looks like there are just a total number of ways. So it's wave 1 out of 5. So yeah, you'll be able to go, I don't know what up and down is going to do. Like, how are you, so will up make you go like all the way around the enemy? I guess we'll have to see. If you use it accurately to avoid, they're basically saying, HP is consumed at a rate when you, so you will lose HP if you spam it, it seems. It's not a simple HP reduction. It's like an HP reduction reservation. Oh, okay. So you can get the HP back as long as you're not spamming it. So you don't want to just spam and just keep dodging, because you will die. But if you like dodge and then you're comboing, you'll get that HP back. Okay. Yeah, so it's going to take a lot of practice to kind of get used to this different system in Rays. New battle system replaces AG system CC. AG stands for action gauge. Conventionally, it's my turn until CC runs out. Enemy turn CC. Okay. They're basically just saying that, it's going to be a different kind of like system as to how we battle in normal stuff. Yeah, and then they're talking about how if you spam, a round step or the same arts over and over, it's not going to benefit you in the, the enemy will not recoil if they won't be staggered from your hits. If you get attacked by an enemy when you reach 200%, you will be stunned. So same thing, you don't want to let this number get too high. Even if AG increases, it means the art itself can be, okay, cool. Auto chain. In the battle of conventional Rays, arts are set to flick in 4 diagonal directions. It was, okay, so even those who are not good at flicking, expanding the range of battle. Auto chain, okay, so there's going to be, easier ways to kind of use it in this game mode. You can register a combo route, okay, or you can use flick input. Okay, so if you want to just have a combo route, so you'll use one art and it'll use art in a combo, or you can just do it yourself. The 4th step is a secret technique and so on. Okay, very cool. They plan to implement new techniques that are easier to use. So yeah, it's going to be a work in progress. In Extra Dungeon, the specifications of Magic Mirror will also change. In the conventional battle system, each character possessed a Magic Mirror gauge, Mirror Dart gauge, obviously. It will be in the form common gauge in PT. Also, it's going to be this gauge in the top corner. So, where was it? You can see it up here that you don't really have a mirror gauge down here. So, it's going to be this gauge that you fill up, and then you'll be able to use a mirror art. Cool. Depending on the level, there's a magic mirror compatibility, and the magic mirror that can be shown. Oh, okay. So maybe different mirror arts are going to be able to be used depending on what number you get up to. So that'd be kind of cool. Acquire skills that occur. Okay, it said number of magic mirror techniques is accumulated, and the MG is accumulated to increase the power. Okay. As I mentioned in the beginning, it's a battle system dedicated to extra dungeon, lots of characters. It's still a fun action battle, but the quality of the fighting method and strategy has changed greatly. Even those who enjoyed battle in auto, battle freaks who think about the best combo route, I hope you enjoy it more. So I'm basically saying whether you normally have the game on auto, or whether you actually play the game yourself most of the time, they hope people can enjoy this. The conventional battle Tales of the Rays will not disappear, so don't worry about that. I'll make a tutorial easier. Obviously, there will be a tutorial when it first gets implemented. I think there are some points about... Okay, so they're going to explain everything as time gets closer. Obviously, we're probably not going to see this game mode until probably at least March, I would guess. I think it's going to be either during or after the 6th anniversary is when it gets implemented, so we still have a few months until we have to worry about that. December delivery schedule. I mean, obviously, we don't have too much right now. It's literally just the Tales of Innocence 15th anniversary event, which is going to be starting here on the 9th, which I believe is this Friday, right? Yep, this Friday. So very, very cool. Ruka will be getting his ending marriage art. I presume Iria is going to be getting a new 5-star, I think, just to add another character to the banner. We got Matthias. And then, of course, we have the Spada overlay and the crossover mirror jar for QQ and Kong Wei. So look forward to that if you're an Innocence fan. I mean, that's obvious. It says it right here. 15th anniversary, December 6, 2022. Congratulations. So that's tomorrow. Actually, right now, probably in Japan. The PV has the Innocence R logo, but the 15th anniversary is the DS version. That makes sense. Innocence R celebrates its 10th anniversary. Matthias, who appears at the end of the story of Rays, we have seen her, will finally join the battle. By the way, it does not change the form shown in Innocence R yet. Okay, so they're going to wait for that. In the original, he half of Ashura, and although Luca is... Luca. I guess the way you pronounce it in Japanese is actually supposed to be Luca and not Ruka, but it's fine. Ashura's hesitation, Two can fight together, Tirnanog is amazing. Ruka overcame a deadly battle, made an illustration of the scene after that. Spada is implemented overlay. Yep, and then combination, Kongwei and QQ. Two crossover magic mirrors from Triverse. But if you weren't aware, Kongwei and QQ are only in the remake. They are not in the original DS versions. Regarding the recollection, we'll define this several times again from this month. They're basically saying what we expected. You know, there's going to be more revealed later. Whether it's just another PV, maybe they have a live stream they're going to do at the end of the year, or whether it's a collab, we'll have to wait. I would like to disclose the details of the system and operation in order. Next time is also the origin of the name Recollection. What kind of system is used? What I look back on, I would like to explain. December's PV is clearly small, isn't it? December doesn't end there. Stay tuned this pattern again. I'm very sorry, but it's the it would be helpful if you can understand. No hints. The details are apparently, like, obviously this isn't, this is Google Translate. Apparently, from what I saw people talking about on Twitter, apparently this hint down here is supposed to hint at Slayers getting another collab. So I don't know if that means if Slayers is going to do, what SAO did, where they do, like, someone gets an ending mirror art and then we get a whole bunch of new mirror arts as well, and maybe a new character. But people seem to think that Slayers is going to be... So that's what I think will probably take up the rest of the month. Because if you think about it, like, let's say Slayers is what's coming, or just a collab in general. The Innocence event will go from the 9th probably until the 18th or 19th. And then I would assume a collab would eat up the rest of the month. probably from like the 18th until like the 6th of January or something. So that's probably what I expect, or that's realistically what's probably going to happen, assuming we are getting a collab, and if it is Slayers. So do keep that in mind moving forward. Thankfully, unless there's like a character I really want to collab Mirage Art for from the Slayers stuff, I think this month is mostly a skip for me. Like I mentioned in my PV breakdown, I don't really need anything for the Innocence characters right now. I'm pretty set with what I have. And then, like I said, I'm not really into Slayers as a series. I've never, watched it or anything. So, I mean, obviously I'll try with tickets and stuff to see if I can get the whatever new characters they add. But I think for the most part, it's probably a good month to save, because there are characters with ending Mirage Arts I'm still going to want to get. Like, specifically Saray and Emil are big ending Mirage Art characters I want to save for. So I think this is a good month for me to kind of just relax and not summon too much. But that's pretty much it for the producers letter. Whenever they announce the rest of the stuff, whether it's going to be a collab or whatever, if it is going to be Slayers as a collab, I expect probably, like, let's say the 19th is when the event ends, the Innocence one. I would expect that probably on like the 15th or the 16th is when they would reveal the news for that. So it's still going to be probably a week after the Innocence event starts until we actually know what's going to be coming next. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe more if you're new to the channel. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.